I realized something today, quite big, as I was communing with the ocean. I released some deep wounds, fear, a level of unsafetyness within my human. Because I have suppressed my spirituality and almost masked it to be normal, to be accepted, to not be persecuted, because I have faced a lot of we'll just keep it there, within who I am, within my character, and I began, at some point, I made an association that to speak about my spirituality, my truth, the way I live in reality is unsafe because I'm judged and I don't want to be judged. And I also come from a history of mental illness, and I think just growing up, seeing the things I've seen, it made me scared that if I was anything but normal, I'd be thrown into the same box. And I think it's time that I break out of this box, because the world needs my light more than ever. The world needs me with all that I've overcome within myself, because I grew up fearing that something was wrong with me, because I'd seen my mom struggle and just a lot of the women struggle. And so I always just had this underlying feeling that I was bound for depression, and just growing up watching Delusion, it made me just fear that within myself. And then I have spiritual experiences and downloads, and I feared them because I seen what society does to people who struggle, who are not normal. And so I hid it. And it's time to come out. It's a matter of safety within myself that I didn't have before. And I'm realizing, I'm wanting to cry, that I could be a light to people who've maybe felt the same way. Because I feel a lot of mental illness, I don't want to say is an illusion, but it is in a way, and it's misunderstood. And the truth is, we are source. We are source consciousness, having this human experience. And we're all channels. We're all able to tap into that observer state. And some people could channel all sorts of things, but we are divine beings, having this brief human experience. And so we have our God self and our human self. And when we learn to identify with our God self, with infinite consciousness, source consciousness, whatever label fits for you, you realize you are not your mind, you are not your ego consciousness, and you're able to overcome it, override that system that can derail you and confuse you and keep you in negativity by learning that you are not your mind. No matter how fucked your mind is, no matter how bad your intrusive thoughts are, it is not you. And so you do not need to condemn yourself for the thoughts you have. You do not need to crucify yourself for your internal struggles. The key is compassion. You can override all of the fuckery, all of the depression, anxiety, intrusive thoughts, all of it, by simply observing it and knowing it's not you, and consciously choosing a different reality over and over and over and over again. It takes practice. But as you just simply choose to love yourself over and over again, your reality will start to shift, and you don't need to figure it all out. All you need to do is ground yourself in this now moment, because this now moment is all we have. And so the more you're able to be present and presently choose yourself, choose to love yourself, choose to connect with your heart, the truth of your heart, the truth of love that is interconnected to all, to God, to the universe, to everything. The more you follow what you feel and tap into that well of compassion within us all, and have compassion for yourself and make choices from a place of compassion and not fear, the more your reality will start to reflect that. The more you trust and love and not the fear. You could override your egoic systems and find a sturdiness of peace and love. Seriously. That's why all of the enlightened masters you often see depicted are with open hearts, because love is the answer to all questions. And I feel like people see that and might think it's just a tacky thing, but it's not. It's what has cured me. It is the cure. And it just takes baby steps. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. As you love yourself and choose yourself in this now moment, that's all you need to do. You don't need to figure anything else out. You just need to trust in love, trust in God, trust in the universe, providing, protecting, serving you, spoiling you, providing for you. Trust that it's protecting you. Trust that the universe, that God has your back, and feel that love within your heart. And if you're having trouble accessing that love, just breathe and remember how you were when you were a child, before you had all of the survival instincts instilled within your mind that causes you to scan your environment for threats and obligations and all of these ways we've learned to protect ourselves and arm ourselves. Remember who you were before that, because that purity of consciousness, that beingness that just was, is still you, and we still have access to it. And by simply remembering your infinite state and beginning to identify with the truth of who you are and not your mind. You could override your mind. Not saying you'll dissolve your thoughts, your mind. Your mind's always going to be there, but you disempower it and reclaim your power as the truth of who you are, and you're able to make more conscious decisions that benefit you, and you're able to walk towards peace. And as you develop peace within yourself, develop peace and certainty and trust in yourself, in God, in Source, in your divinity, and claim it and walk as it, the more your reality will reflect that back. The more you're able to have compassion for your human self, for your ego consciousness, for your fears, for the stress. You'll have a heightened capacity to hold it all, to hold your humanness. Your divinity will hold your humanness, and your capacity to hold life, to hold experiences, to hold stress will grow. But it all starts with you simply choosing to devote to yourself, because we are here to live, not to survive, to live. And that doesn't mean anything outside of yourself. Everyone is so different. Living looks different for everyone. Some people like staying at home and cooking and having that comfort and whatever. Some people want to explore. Like, comparing yourself is so different, as we're all different channels of spirit, of Source, all mirrors within the infinity, drops in the sea, and we're all unique. So trust. Wherever you are, you're where you're meant to be. If your life is falling apart, if things aren't working out, breakups, endings, financial constraints, trust that it's all working out for you, because it is. This human experience is for you to experience, to live, not to just get by. We are much more than our bills and taxes and money and all of that. And money only has the value you give it. So, choose yourself. Love yourself consistently over and over again. And you'll watch your life start to transform by remembering who you are in this now moment. You could live in infinite mode. Like, right now, for example, I just moved and I'm just in a shed, and it's perfect for me. Like, it's quiet, it's in nature. I have an ocean view. It's probably the cheapest rent I could actually get in this town, to be honest. I kind of scored. And it's my first time paying rent. And my God self, my infinite self, is full trust. It led me here, and I know it's the right decision, and I'm like loving it. But I also have my human mind, that level of me that's conditioned for survival and is good. It's meant to make sure I don't die. Like, there's a level of logic that we all have still, and will always have. That's a little bit fearful, because I've never paid rent before, and like, I'm having to have experiences I've never had, like, new experiences. And there's been a couple times where I'm like, fuck, this is scary. This is new. Never done this before. This is calling me to have a new level of profound trust in my direction, in my path. because I in the past I was like, I don't want to be independent. I just want to be a wife and a mother, and I like avoided paying rent for as long as I could because they kind of freaked me out. But I signed up for this experience, and it turns out my soul does want to be independent and live alone, and so far I'm liking it. It's so peaceful. It's so peaceful. But you just have to trust, because your mind truly doesn't really know what you want. That's the thing. Your heart does. Your soul does. And so you gotta surrender. Like, I did not know I was gonna end up here at all. I've just been going for it in the unknown, trusting. And there's times my mind's like, fuck, bro, this is scary. Like, and I'll start to try to strategize a bit and figure it out. But I'm telling you, it doesn't work. Your mind doesn't know. Like, when you release control and trust and surrender and get good at truly trusting and surrendering, that's where you could find the peace. When you keep battling what's happening to you and trying to figure it out and strategize and put yourself at like a higher, above your circumstances, and you know what I mean? It only causes you to not be here now. So just be here now, friends. Everything's working out for you. And you are powerful. So love yourself. And keep loving yourself. I know how hard it could be. But keep doing it. And I promise, it gets better. It gets easier. Like, it's more peaceful. A song's coming through. This verse, life is what you make it, create it. So be here now.